Typhoon Kammuri made landfall overnight in the Philippines on Tuesday, killing 2 and bringing heavy rains that prompted suspension of air travel and government offices in Manila. Over 225,000 people are being evacuated as the storm triggered warnings of floods, storm surges, and landslides in the capital. The typhoon struck as the Philippines hosts thousands of athletes from Southeast Asia for the biennial regional games that opened on Saturday. Now, because of this, SEA Games organizers have announced a slew of changes to the schedule for some sports that have been disrupted, particularly those that take place outdoors. In a Facebook announcement posted just after noon, it said sports such as sailing and windsurfing were postponed and will resume on Thursday. As of now, there was no plan to extend the 11-day tournament. On Monday, sports like windsurfing, beach volleyball, and canoe-kayak racing were either suspended or postponed, while the triathlon mixed team relay was held 2 days earlier, even as organizers were gearing up for the storm's arrival. The start of others, such as modern pentathlon, were moved to Thursday, when Kammuri is expected to make its exit from the country. According to AFP, the storm will leave Philippines by early December 4th. The SEA Games events are held in 3 clusters on the island of Luzon, namely the Philippines' capital, Manila, Clark, and Subic. According to our Media Prima sports correspondent, Faris Zulkarnain, some events are resuming as normal in Manila.
I can say that Manila is not affected by Typhoon Kammuri. However, there is heavy rain which did affect some outdoor sports like tennis to be postponed. Many of the indoor competition, however, have been proceeded smoothly. Sports like badminton and also bowling were not affected. The Philippine SEA Games Organizing Committee says officials do have a contingency plan for this kind of problem, but most of the games have been proceeded smoothly.
Meanwhile, Hazreen Mubarak has some details from Clark, Subic, and Luzon.
The committee's decision to postpone multiple events in and around Clark, Subic, and Luzon were to give way to warnings of Typhoon Kammuri's path throughout the regions. The cloudy weather since this morning, coupled with continuous rain, have also affected of the SEA Games. However, conditions are milder than expected in Clark, and only the Petong event is being postponed to a later date. The softball and long ball event will proceed according to schedule. Now in Subic, 4 events were affected, namely sepak takraw, volleyball, canoe, and muay thai, and the events have all been moved to a beach area. Meanwhile, in Luzon, only 3 events were postponed by the committees, which is skateboarding, underwater hockey, and polo. In the meantime, the committee have already prepared a plan B to postpone all the events to new dates as they expected the typhoon. The weather tomorrow is expected to be more calmer after the storm passes by. This will also give more hope for Malaysia on its mission to grab 70 gold medals in this year's SEA Games.
According to a 5 p.m. bulletin by Philippines' State Weather Bureau, Pagasa, the southern eyeball of Kammuri, known locally as Typhoon Tisoy, is now bringing intense rainfall and violent winds over northern Samar. Forecasters said Kammuri had weakened but remained strong, with sustained winds of up to 150 kilometers per hour. It made landfall just before midnight on Tuesday, damaging some homes and structures and felling trees and signage in urban areas. Nearly 500 flights were canceled, and officials warned passengers not to come to the airport.